So, The Art of Seduction is one of my favorite, almost all time favorite books. This is a book that really details how seduction can occur. And it's not really based on, seduction implemented from a female perspective or even from a male perspective. It's just the art of emotional seduction. So many of us want to be seduced, and we really don't know that we want to be seduced. But this Liz and Landon saga made me think about the art of seduction. And it made me really think about what character could Landon have used to seduce Liz. Now, we know that this was a long, drawn out process for him. And if you get deep into this book, you'll read that the best seductions are long and drawn out. You need a seductive process that takes a while in order to make sure that it's thick, that it sticks, that it really draws your victim in. Now, I really don't tell everybody that I read this book, but my husband is so nosy and he found my book stash. So he knows that I own a copy of this book. So I guess I can go ahead and let the rabbit out the hat. Okay. But this book really is a blueprint for seductive manipulation if you choose to use it that way. Now, for me, I'm also a fan of Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. And the reason why I purchased these books is because I wanted to know when these manipulative tactics were being used on me. Okay, I really don't have time to implement a seductive process that's years long. Okay, I really don't have patience for all of that. But I really would like to know if someone has implemented that type of process or strategy against me. I want to be able to anticipate the person's next move. I want to know, if I can believe what I'm seeing or if, I need to peer a little deeper and kind of do a little background research to see if I can take this person seriously. And it's not just about romantic relationships. This is about friendships and everything. So, when we talk about vetting is a very intricate process, and it's because you really have to look beneath the veneer. You have to take that onion and peel each layer back one by one so that you can kind of reveal a person's true nature. When you allow a seduction to move quickly, like when Landon swooped in for Liz at the airport, he had already laid the groundwork for the past 3 years by studying her, by reaching out to her and being friends and all of this stuff. So by the time he swooped in, he was able to score, or he was able to complete the process really quickly because he had already laid all of the groundwork, and he needed to jump in and catch Liz off guard and catch her with her defenses down so that he can make his move and secure, obtain what it is that he was coming to get. Okay. And what that was is her feeling like he fell in love with her within 36 hours. And then I think they were engaged a month later and then married a month or so after that. So he had to move really quickly to kind of keep her off her feet, because if he hadn't moved so quickly, then she would have had time to really think, how can this man love me in 36 hours? What's so awesome and so amazing about me that this man just feels so compelled to sign his whole life over to me in marriage? Now, we know that Landon, I read something that says that Landon is a multimillionaire. So Landon has assets, he has a company, he has things to lose. Liz should have been really thinking about, what about her was so awesome and so amazing that he just was willing to give her access to his whole entire life in a span of 30 days. She really should have thought more deeply about this, but the whole strategy that Landon implemented was to not give her time to think deeply about what was going on. So anyway, There are, I think, eight, no, I don't think there's 18, but check out the book. There are a few seductive characters, and I think Landon embodied the character of the charmer. So let's get into the charmer and what are the attributes, the characteristics of the seductive character of the charmer as written by Robert Greene in his Art of Seduction book. So the charmer, it says charm is seduction without sex. Charmers are consummate manipulators, masking their cleverness by creating a mood of pleasure and comfort. Their method is simple. They deflect attention from themselves and focus it on their target. They understand your spirit, feel your pain, adapt to your moods. In the presence of a charmer, you feel better about yourself. Charmers do not argue or fight, complain or pester. What could be more seductive? By drawing you in with their indulgence, they make you dependent upon them, and their power grows. Learn to cast the charmer spell by aiming at people's primary weakness, vanity and self-esteem. The art of charm. Sexuality is extremely disruptive. The insecurities and emotions it stirs up can often cut short a relationship that should otherwise be deeper and longer lasting. The charmer's solution is to fulfill the aspects of sexuality that are so alluring and addictive: the focused attention, the boosted self esteem, the pleasurable wooing, the understanding, real or illusory, but subtract the sex itself. It's not that the charmer represses or discourages sexuality. Lurking beneath the surface of any attempt at charm is a sexual tease, a possibility. Charm cannot exist without a hint of sexual tension. It cannot be maintained, however, unless sex is kept at bay or in the background. The word charm comes from the Latin carmen, a song, but also an incantation tied to the casting of a magical spell. The charmer implicitly grasps this history, casting a spell by giving people something that holds their attention, that fascinates them. And the secret to this, to capturing people's attention while lowering their powers of reason, is to strike at the things they have the least control over: their ego, their vanity, and their self-esteem. As Benjamin Disraeli said, talk to a man about himself and he will listen for hours. The strategy can never be obvious. Subtlety is the charmer's great skill. If the target is to be kept from seeing through the charmer's efforts and from growing suspicious, maybe even tiring of the attention, a light touch is essential. The charmer is like a beam of light that doesn't play directly on a target, but throws a pleasantly diffused glow over it. Charm can be applied to a group as well as an individual. A leader can charm the public. The dynamic is similar. The following are the laws of charm, culled from the stories of the most successful charmers in history. Number one, make your target the center of attention. Number two, be a source of pleasure. Number three, bring antagonism into harmony. And number four, lull your victims into ease and comfort. Number five, show calm and self possession in the face of adversity. And number six, make yourself useful. The symbol of the charmer is the mirror. Your spirit holds a mirror up to others. When they see you, they see themselves, their values, their tastes, even their flaws. Their lifelong love affair with their own image is comfortable and hypnotic. So feed it. No one ever sees what is behind the mirror. I think this is the perfect character to embody when you want to charm a person right up out of their common sense. Okay, and I definitely think that Landon charmed Liz right up out of her common sense. And now she's 4 months pregnant. And not only is she 4 months pregnant, but she has now begun to attack his last girlfriend, his ex girlfriend, Abby. Check my last video about that. And so Landon is triangulating this whole thing. He's kind of like pulling the strings from the background and just crashing Liz's empire. This is an awesome lesson in seduction that we are watching play out on our screens. We are watching this play out all over social media. Anyway, get in the comments and let me know what you think about the book, The Art of Seduction, and let me know what you think about the character. Do you think I keep wanting to call that boy Lance. Do you think Landon actually embodied the character of the charmer? Do you feel that that there could have been a different seductive character that he could have embodied to achieve the same end? I really would like to know your thoughts. Get down in the comments and share your thoughts with me. Thanks for joining me today. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when I go live again, because I'll be back in just a few. Bye.